All right, welcome back to the Jelly Cards podcast, where John and I are spreading the love of the hobby. This is episode 72. You can listen to all our episodes on both Spotify and Apple Podcasts, including YouTube. And if you are enjoying these topics, please give us a rating and a follow on both Spotify and Apple. Good morning, John. Love the t-shirt, man.
Thanks. Good morning, Jason. I don't know what you're wearing, but it kind of looks like
Judas Priest.
Oh, it looks like Red Eyes Black Dragon.
Yeah, it's a Judas Priest shirt that my dad got me when we went to the concert when I took him back in May.
Oh yeah, nice shirt.
Yeah, it was a birthday gift. He was a huge Judas Priest fan, and this was actually when we went. This is the first time he said he ever saw Judas Priest live in his entire life, and he used to be in a Judas Priest cover band.
Yeah, hell of a gift. Good job, Jason.
Yeah, so I was like, I didn't even know he never saw them until I gave him the tickets. He's like, hey, this is gonna be my first time ever seeing Judas Priest live. Yeah, I think he said, funny story. I think he said he did have when he was younger. He had tickets to go, and he was going to go with some of his buddies. And I think he said he fell asleep.
Oh my God.
And apparently, I guess they were trying to they were knocking on the door at his house. They were trying to get a hold of him, calling the phone, and he was asleep. And then he woke up, and I think, he missed it.
Wow. Sounds like something that happened to me.
Yeah. So that's a little funny story. But how you doing this morning, man?
I'm good. Yeah. It's the middle of September, and we're at 80-something, 90 degrees.
Yeah, man, come on. I mean, it's nice and cool this morning, but, dude, we still have our air conditioning on, man. I want to open up the windows, get some breeze in here.
Me too.
Still sweating all the time.
Even when it's cold outside.
Even with the air on, I'm still sweating.
Amen, brother. But yeah, I'm okay. I'm excited for this episode.
Me too.
You know how usually Jason is the one who's like, John, I got a surprise for you. Or I want to open with this. I kind of have something I want to open up with for once.
Boy, I don't like this. I don't like being on this side.
No, this is in my opinion, a good sports-related thing that I just want to highlight and praise. So we've talked about, before we even started recording, Jason was talking about hockey and upcoming NHL Upper Deck sets. But I wanted to do a quick shout out to Crosby. Did you hear his new contract with Pittsburgh and stuff?
No.
Okay, so I like to think or hope that if I was ever a pro athlete and I was as good at hockey or at anything as how good at Sidney Crosby is at hockey, I would do the same thing. So Sidney Crosby just got extended with Pittsburgh. He's staying for 2 more years.
Nice.
And every single contract extension, he has not changed how much money he's making. He's making $8.7 million, which is his jersey number. And I just wanted to shout that out because I had seen that he was extended and everybody right away was like, this is amazing. Sidney Crosby is a one-of-a-kind person and athlete. I saw videos saying Sid could have gotten probably 11 to 12 million on the market. But his response to that was, I don't really care much about that. I care more about winning and building the team around it. So when I heard the news, I was very happy, and I instantly jumped to eBay, and I was looking up Sidney Crosby cards.
Did you buy one?
No, I did not, but I've got a few on the watch list. When I heard that news, it kind of reminded me of another story in regards to Bob Feller. Have you ever heard of the Bob Feller money? No. Okay, again, I like to hope that if I was a pro athlete and I was that good at my sport, I would do the same thing. But a dying breed of athletes who just care more about winning and actually take accountability for their actions. I pulled up the article, but back in 50, Bob Feller, after signing with the Indians again, went to the organization, went up into the office with just the main people there, and actually demanded a pay cut based on his performance from the previous season.
Interesting.
Yes. So I'm going to read what I read because I think it's even better.
Wow. That's the opposite. Bad performance, and they still want more money.
Exactly.
And then they refuse to play or practice until they get that money.
Yeah. So shout out to my oldest brother. He's the one who kind of got me hooked on to Bob Feller. But so in 1949, he was making about $65,000, which at the time was a lot of money. He went 15-14 with a 3.75 ERA. He pitched 211 innings, 108 strikeouts, and allowed 198 hits. For reference, the average ERA for the AL was 4.2. So he still performed better than most of those people in the AL. Bob Feller's pride and his standards decided that instead of being paid $65K, he wants to drop down to $45K because he didn't think he did well enough.
Wow.
He had no agent. He was his own agent. No union, no concept, none of that. So I just wanted to start with that because I think that we get way out of sports in general. I feel like have become seriously business oriented, and that
very much so, yeah.
Yep, and that includes the organization and even the players too. And I'm not ragging on players who want to hey,
get your money.
Get your money, hell yeah.
Get your money.
After your career is over, there's going to be a lot more important things to worry about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to start with that and kind of get your reaction because Sidney Crosby, I had pulled that up too.
I love that. I absolutely love that. You know me, I'll use Bryce Harper as the example. I'm a huge Bryce Harper fan. One of my favorite non-Cub baseball players. But I did not like the way he handled his contract signing with Philly. I didn't like how long he held out for. I don't like the fact that he didn't go back to the Nationals when the Nationals offered him $300 million. What I did like is that the next year the Nationals won a World Series. That's what I liked. Because I'm like, you know what? You chase the money. Even though, listen, good for him. He loves Philly.
Yeah.
Like, he absolutely loves Philly. He wants to retire there as a Philly. Like, he loves the city. So it really worked out for him if he did end up going to the team that he's truly happy with. But, yeah, you know me. I'm not a fan of athletes chasing the money. Look at the NFL, man. Every single contract that comes out, the next player who gets paid is the highest paid player in the NFL.
Exactly.
And then this person, now they're the highest paid. This person just got signed. They're the highest paid. Like, it's just I think like an ego thing.
Yeah, right.
And they're refusing to play. They're holding out at practice until you pay me what I want. Not even what I deserve, because everyone's like, give them what they deserve. Come on.
Right.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Do they deserve that much money, realistically? But hey, you know what? It's this new day and age where if you don't want to pay me, then I'm not going to play. And that's what I love most about hockey. It's not about the money. It's about, but I don't think it's going to change. I don't think it's going to change because I think the difference in hockey versus a lot of the other professional sports is I want to win.
Yeah.
And I want to be on a team that's going to help me win. And a lot of these players too, in hockey, they stay with their teams throughout their entire careers. I don't see McDavid going anywhere else other than Edmonton. Maybe. Ovi stayed the entire time.
He did.
Sid has stayed the entire time. Barkov is going to stay the entire time in Florida. This is what I love most about hockey, and I love that it's not money driven, and it's all about winning. I want to win a Stanley Cup. That's what's most important. So,
oh yeah.
That's why I'm up for it, man. Let's get hockey. Let's get hockey cards, man. Let's be like Hockey Town John.
Yeah, for real.
You know, invest in hockey players because I still think there's a very, very small collector market out there for as of right now. Hockey cards are not being touched. Now, it's different with Bedard, of course. You know, he's kind of changed the hockey scene for right now.
Yes.
But who knows what it's going to be like. And then, of course, McDavid, we were at the National. Everybody had a McDavid card.
Yeah.
But but they're only picking the top players. It's not like people, it's very rare to see a vendor who has nothing but young guns on their,
Yeah. We only saw one vendor at the whole National.
Yeah. But this is a great segue into one of the topics that I pitched to you that I wanted to talk about. It's huge hobby news. Topps is releasing a luxury product. That's what they're calling it. A high-end premium product. And I was reading an article from Sports Illustrated that they did with Topps. And in the article, it quoted or said that Topps said this is a high-end premium product for the most intense collectors. And you know me, I've been very worried that the hobby is going to a more high-end market. and that it's going to start catering to a lot of these high-end dealers because they're willing to just fetch out the money.
Yeah.
And Topps is going to be releasing a set come October 9th. It's Topps Mercury. It's all based around Victor Wembanyama. So, what were your initial thoughts when you heard this? A set just dedicated to one player, basically celebrating his season debut or his NBA debut.
Yes. So
I don't
initial
think you're
thoughts.
probably happy about this.
I'm not happy about it. My initial thoughts were like kind of similar to what you were just saying, and like basically in my head, oh, maybe Jason was right. Jason's onto something here. Because, like you said, it's quote unquote a luxury product for people who want to spend thousands of dollars on a box.
$8,000 per box, and you're getting
8 cards, I think.
8 cards in a box. So basically, each card is $1,000 in value.
Like, first of all, even if I had all the money in the world, I don't think I'd be interested in buying this box. And that's maybe harsh. Maybe that's dumb of me to say. People are like, what the hell? What are you talking about? It's Wemby. But it's strictly based around Wemby. And the product is unlicensed. So that's what makes me the most angry. I love the concept of it. I love the thought of putting out some boxes like this and selling like strictly one player, or even selling like strictly one team, like a World Series box or something. That'd be pretty cool. Like World Series relics, game used, like final game winning stuff. But doing it like this and charging $8,000 for 8 cards, I think is ridiculous. I have no interest. I'm not paying $8,000 for 8 cards.
Do you think Topps needs to do this, though? Do you think Victor needs his own set? Or are they just trying to maximize their own profits? Because here's the thing, though. This is not the only player that they plan on doing this for. So this is going to be a future set for future rookies who have amazing debuts in their professional sport. One of the cards that's in the set is a dual auto with Wemby and CJ Stroud. So you already know CJ, I think they're doing it because CJ clearly is going to be the next player who's going to get a Topps Mercury box.
Good point. Yep.
So I think that's why they're doing it. But do these players, like, I understand, having a Jordan logo man, game used from his NBA debut 101, put it in the box. Does he need, why couldn't Topps Mercury just be like what's the one set for Panini? Noir, whatever that one is.
Right.
Why can't it be like that? But there's other players in the set. Like, why do you have to $8,000? And all I'm doing is pulling Wemby cards. Like, how long are those cards gonna last over time?
Exactly.
Or how super saturated is the market gonna be? Because sure, there's some cards that are only limited to like 45 copies, 15 copies. Everyone's just gonna be pulling the same card. There's base cards in it. Like, I mean, at some point, like, they're just all gonna be pulled.
Yeah, right.
Oh, because eventually every card's gonna be pulled. So then, what's the point of buying into the box? Like, if you're limiting copies or whatever, or how many other of the base cards? Like, how many copies are you printing of those cards? Then you're just gonna have, hundreds of thousands of this same card just sitting out there because you have to keep selling these boxes because you're limiting on the other ones.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree with everything that you said, especially the part that you touched on, like how long is this value going to last? As soon as the box comes out, I'm sure that those autos and stuff will sell for a lot of money.
They're going to be tons.
But like we said about Topps Chrome, if you want to look at Wemby Topps Chrome rookie autos, they are down like almost 50%. I was looking at it the other day. I think when the set first came out, his base auto raw was selling for like $3,400, and one just sold the other day for $1,550. Again, I like the concept, so I'll give Topps that. I think it's cool to just have like to celebrate one player. But I'm with you, Jason. I think they're just trying to maximize or like basically milk Wemby for as much money as they can.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know about the CJ. I knew that there was a 1-of-1 with LeBron. So again, that card will be valuable, but 10 years from now, when you can get a licensed auto of Wemby, are you going to go back and look for this Mercury set, or are you going to be looking for other Wemby cards?
Yeah.
So
it's unfortunate that they're doing it now when they don't have the license because, yeah, I completely agree with you. I think they're going to actually hurt Wemby's market by doing them so early.
interesting.
Because you don't have the license. Because, yeah, eventually everyone's going to want the licensed product of Wemby to a point where they're not going to want to go back and pay this amount of money for some unlicensed. Now, I think let's just first before we'll just break it down for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about the Topps Mercury set. So like we said, it's a set completely based around Victor Wembanyama, but he's not going to be the only rookie that they're going to do it for. This sounds like it's going to be something that they're going to keep featuring different rookies in years to come. It's $8,000 per box. You're getting 8 cards in each box. You'll get 1 Chrome auto and 1 Relic auto. And the Relic autos they're big time deals because they could be game worn patch cards, especially from his NBA debut. So that's a big thing. It's very hard when you look at a lot of patch cards out there. You got to read the backs of the cards because sometimes it'll say this relic is not from any specific game or event, and then it's just like, well, really, game worn is what you want. You want to know where this came from. You want to know that they're not just like cutting it off of some other jersey and then slapping it. Yeah, right. And then also, yeah, so they are going to have dual autos. One of which is going to be LeBron James, of course. LeBron James. I think it's like a rookie of the year, 20-year span. I think it's like 20 years since his. So obviously that's a big deal. There's going to be a 1 of 1. It's going to be extremely valuable. Of course, there's going to be another bounty put out. Someone's going to put this ridiculous $1 million bounty out on this card, because now that's the thing. Put a bounty on everything again, which is why it's saying it's drifting towards this very high-end market because how are anybody else? No, I'll just put $1 million bounty on it and I'll get the card. I don't even need to buy the box. I don't need to buy the boxes. I'll just tell you I'll pay you $1 million to give me the card. But LeBron is not the only person that I guess he's going to have dual autos with. The article I was reading said David Robinson would be one of them. And then, of course, CJ Stroud, I'm assuming is just because CJ is going to be the next player to get a box like this.
It's a good job by you saying CJ, because I think you're right.
Yeah, that's got to be the reason why. And then, like we were talking about, he is going to have a 101 Jordan logo patch card. That's going to be extremely valuable. It's a really cool card. The cards look awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
The cards look great, and they do look very high-end. They gave them an extremely high-end look. And then, like I said, there's going to be other cards. There's going to be short print variations, image variations. There's going to be a limited number of copies of, French cards.
Awesome.
Nickname cards for him, like the alien, things like that they'll have in there. But, yeah, people are going to buy it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
People are going to be buying this card. All those cards that are pulled are going to be insanely valuable. But what's going to happen, like we keep saying, what's going to happen once Topps finally gets this license and then prints the first Topps Chrome set that we can now have Victor in his Spurs uniform?
Exactly.
Are people going to be rushing out to want to still buy up these Topps Mercury cards if he's not in a Spurs uniform, but I can get a card with him in the Spurs uniform and it's an auto? Same with CJ. If they pump out CJ now, what's going to happen to his market once he finally can have autos with Topps and we could see him in his Houston Texans uniform?
Beautifully said. I agree with everything that you said. Again, awesome concept. Like you said, the look of the cards and just the Jordan logo, man, all that stuff. Awesome. Love it. I'm just ticked off that it cost $8,000 to get this box. Did it really cost you that much money to make these cards?
Probably not. It's probably a huge, huge profit on their side.
Yeah, man. So like I said, like you just said, in, I don't know, 3 years, I think they get it in 2026 officially, the license.
Yeah, I think so.
But when that comes
2026 or 2027, one of those. I can't remember.
How much is the current Topps Chrome rookie card of Wemby Superfractor going to sell for? And then fast forward to the licensed one-of-one Superfractor Wemby auto in his Spurs uniform. Even though it's not a rookie card, it's still like officially his first NBA licensed one-of-one auto. So again, I love the concept. I think it's a really cool move to do. Hate the price. I have no interest in buying this box for $8,000 personally.
Absolutely not. But I do think that over time, obviously the dual auto with LeBron will continue to hold value. However, did you see the pictures that Topps released? At least on the website, when you look it up and when you look up the set, they have images of the cards that are in the set. What I'm assuming are the cards that they put in the set. Did you see the one-of-one with the duel, him and LeBron?
Yeah.
It's already off-centered.
You're right. I'm looking at it right now.
It's off-centered. Like right off the bat, I already know, okay, this is not going to gem.
Dang, Jason.
This will not be a 10.
I'm proud of you.
So, I mean, it's still going to be valuable. I would not be surprised if that card, if it came back like a 9 or an 8 or a 9, if it didn't get 7 figures. I wouldn't be surprised. Or I wouldn't, I'm sorry, I wouldn't be surprised if it did get 7 figures.
Got you. I know what you mean.
But
good,
yeah,
good job,
that's why I looked at it right away and I was like, centered, I don't want it.
Wow.
Not gem worthy.
You got to find an image of it when you post this podcast because you're so right. Really good pickup by you right away.
It's off-centered right to left.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. Saw it right away when I was looking it up.
That's a great question, though, right there. Yeah. Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One-of-ones. Are there other people like you out there who care about the centering and stuff like that? Or is it how important is it for the quote-unquote grade, even if it's not graded, of a one-of-one?
I think if it's gem worthy, it's very important. Like if the card looks gem worthy and it looks as if it could get a 10 or probably at least like a 9, I think it means a lot to the card. To have the only card printed that you can get of that card in the set, and it's in a perfect grade, like, and it's perfect, and it comes back at 10, like,
right.
You hit the holy grail of that card, of cards in the hobby. That's the holy grail of that card. Versus like, this one being off centered, you don't know how the how the surface looks, how the edges, the corners are. You don't know. It could end up being a 6. And then, I think at that point, what's the point of selling it? Like if we pulled a 101 and it was like a 101, like RPA or something, and already the centering's off, corners look soft. God. I'm not grading that.
Yeah.
We'll keep it. I would tell you guys, don't grade it. Keep it and sell it raw. Sell it raw right now, or if we want to hold it and hope that, it keeps accruing value, hey, but I'm not going to grade it.
Okay.
Or I think that's another reason why I think a lot of people go to BGS. Obviously, BGS, we talked about that, because it's better to kind of, I guess, have the subgrades on the card.
Mm-hmm.
So then you can kind of see where, centering was, got a 8, but the edges and the surface of the card got 9.5s.
Yeah.
You'll add value to the card. It's tough. I mean, we've only ever had one 101. Yeah. And it was a paper card, and it was Jackson Jobe.
Yeah.
So that's the only 101 card that JELI has ever been able to pull.
Getting rid of that card.
Nah, I mean, unfortunately, it was a paper.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was paper, but my thing is okay. So, future plans for other rookies in the sports. Like, do you think they're going to be current rookies? Obviously, we already know. We're already speculating CJ's probably going to get one, but they did say they're going to feature rookies from other sports. Who do you think's possibly going to get one in baseball? Now, they already did before Victor. They already did a set dedicated to Julio Rodriguez. I guess it was like Topps X or whatever it was called. But I was trying to think of, like, is there any current, like, rookie right now? Like maybe Ellie?
Right. Ellie's like the hottest rookie card, I guess.
So currently. Do you think they're in the process of maybe doing an Ellie set? And are there any rookies currently playing in baseball right now who are, like, worthy of getting a set like this? I mean, I guess maybe if this is truly Ellie's rookie season, I mean, I guess like his stolen bases are really high
Yeah.
and stuff, is putting him in.
If I was thinking of anybody,
It's got to be Ohtani, man. Damn it. It's going to be Ohtani.
You
know
don't
it's
say.
going to be Ohtani.
Yep, yeah.
But he's not a rookie. He's
I
not
know.
a rookie, but I'm telling you right now, they're going to do an Ohtani one.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
But it says it's supposed to be for debut seasons, though. But are they going to go back and just say, hey, let's go back to his debut season? They probably got to have some type of relics of his sitting around.
Maybe.
The cleat one where the patch is like that big.
Yeah, exactly. Comes in like a freaking, I don't know, like a huge box. But it's definitely going to be Ohtani.
It'll probably be Ohtani, or if they're actually going to stick to the rookies, it would be probably Ellie would be my guess. Because I don't think Jackson Holiday.
Oh, no. Skeens. Paul Skeens.
Oh, yeah.
For sure, Paul Skeens.
Over Ellie?
Amazing. Yep. Oh,
do you think his market would do better than Ellie's market?
Fantastic question. I personally do. And I know that pitchers don't get love in the hobby. I get reminded about that in the JELI group chat about once a week. But I'm telling you, if they're going to pick anybody, it's going to be Skeens.
Yeah, that's a good.
Because of generational talent, which everyone loves to talk about.
Yeah.
Paul Skeens is him.
Yeah.
It's going to be Skeens. But like hitter-wise, I know it's not his rookie season anymore, but Bobby Witt Jr., I feel like, is a good Topps spokesperson. He also collects, too. So he might end up getting his set, too, if they're going to do on rookies like they're going to do Ohtani.
I think eventually they'll probably start to gravitate to not doing debut seasons, and they'll probably start giving certain players, especially, I guess, like GOATs, their own. Like, could you imagine, like, LeBron getting his own set?
He probably will.
Yeah, that's my point. Like, like he'll probably end up getting his own set. Mahomes will probably end up getting his.
Brady.
Mahomes. Well, eventually they'll all have contracts with Topps by then. That's probably that's probably why maybe they can't do it for other players. Maybe that's why they're only doing it for rookies, because all these other players still got contracts with different companies.
Correct.
So that could be why they're just dedicating it. Let's do it for the rookies right now, but they're also the hottest tickets going in. Yes. Everybody wants Wemby cards. Everybody wants CJ Stroud cards. I'm watching a Fireburst right now.
You and these Firebursts, man. What?
Yo, it's actually funny. The CJ Stroud one that I'm watching, it's just a regular Fireburst, but it's numbered out of 340. But all the other ones were never numbered. But this one's numbered.
Do you think that they're making a change?
Maybe. They might actually making it a little bit more rare, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, because when I was looking it up, I'm like, whoa, why are these so expensive? And I'm like, why do they say they're numbered? I'm like, Firebursts were never numbered.
Yeah.
They're numbered.
Maybe they're making some changes. That's the shift that we're experiencing all over the hobby. Rarity,
make them more valuable.
Yeah.
What is going to make it more valuable? What's going to get people to spend more money? And that's why I keep pressing to you guys in the chat. Like I said before we were recording, I feel like sometimes I need to take a step back. Like I need to take a break from the hobby, take a break like from the JELI group chat, because I just get like so wound up. But it comes from a place of like passion. I'm very passionate, and I want nothing more than JELI to be our lives. Like I would love nothing more than to be able to wake up every day knowing that JELI cards is our full-time job.
Me too.
Like to be able to run a business, like a full-time business with an income, with my 3 best friends that I grew up with. Like there's nothing better than that.
Completely.
And so
agree.
I get very passionate when I talk about the hobby, because I'm like, I want to grind. Like I want to grind through this side hustle that we're doing pretty much right now, but make it an actual reality. And I was watching King of Cards, like one of the last ones that videos he posted on YouTube, and the things that he was saying about like his business and how he grew it. I mean, he was always a collector. He always tells everybody, he's like, everybody sees me in these videos and see me buy, high-end sports cars. They see me drop a lot of money. They think I'm an investor in the hobby. He said, but people forget, everybody started off as collectors. We all started as collectors and then realized that, okay, you can make money in it. But he said, he had his own, this was a side hustle. And then he said in 4 years, he was able to build up his business and build up his brand to the point where now he does it full time. He said, I do this full time. I travel all over the country. He goes to different card shows. He's always buying, collecting, buying, flipping, collecting. And really what he said is he does all of this so he can afford his collection.
Damn, nice.
Which I love. Yeah. And I'm starting to think that too. I'm like, yeah, the money that I'm selling on my own personal cards, instead of putting it into another investment, I should just put it into something that I know I'm going to enjoy, keep a PC. But his video, his last one that he posted really made me be like, damn, like we probably really need to start like grinding if this is truly like what we want to do. And to anybody who's trying to build up their own brand or build up their own sports card business, like it sucks. It sucks going to your full-time job, working 40-hour weeks, maybe even more. Some people might be working almost 60-hour weeks. And then you come home and you're tired and you just want to lay down, or you got errands to run, you got groceries to go, you go to the gym, you do all these other stuff, you take care of kids, you got a family. But hey, you know what? If you truly want to make it happen and this is what you love and this is what you want to do, it's just, I guess make the sacrifices for a couple years and hopefully you can, change that all around and then, yeah, just have fun with it.
Damn. Hell yeah, Jason. Just took us to Hobby Church right there. I feel like I should say thank you. Yeah, I agree with you, man.
But that's funny.
And sometimes the JELI chat can get extremely heated.
Yeah.
But I understand that it always comes from
it's a place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I've been there plenty of times, so I get it.
This is all your fault. You know that, right?
Well, I'm aware.
You're all right.
This is all every fault. Story of my life, that's a common theme in my life. It's John's fault. It's always John's fault.
Man.
Yep. Yeah, man. I'm sorry, but you're welcome to.
Yeah. I mean, it's been an absolute fun ride. It's gotten me, it's nice to have a hobby. It's nice to have something that I'm not just, sitting on the couch in front of the TV every day. Like, it's nice to have a passion for something and to have a hobby that especially when you're doing it with somebody else, and all the hobby friendships that we've made, the things that we've been able to do, the shows we've gone to, driving to Cleveland to go to the National. Like, I would love, man, if the National went to Vegas, if I ever went to Atlanta or wherever, like, let's go. If we can do it, I want to be there, because I want to be able to experience these things and I want to be able to buy cards and chill in an Airbnb and just shoot the crap.
Yeah. It's the best.
That's what this realistically, that's what this hobby is all about.
Yeah, 1,000%. It's like, I know that we just talked about how like the money has taken over, but at the end of the day, this is, like you just said, going to Cleveland, driving anywhere, just having a hobby in general is awesome. You have people that like share the things that you enjoy and you can talk about it with them and kind of go back and forth on stuff. It's just nice. It's way better than sitting at home and just being miserable after working 40, 50, 60-hour work weeks.
Yeah. Just coming home, sitting on the couch in silence.
Yeah, basically.
Look at the clock and go, wow, 2 hours just went by.
Exactly. Just spacing out. It's cool, man. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It gets stressful at times. Unfortunately, it takes a financial hit, but at the end of the day,
it's worth it.
It's a blast.
Yeah, it's worth it. And talking about financial hits, let's get into the other topic of conversation that you brought up.
Yeah.
That you wanted to talk about. And I would love to get your opinion on it because you probably know more about this card and this set than I do. But you wanted to talk about Michael Jordan's 84-85 star, number 101.
Yeah.
What now is the big question on everybody's mind? Is this star his true rookie card? And it has a sale that has surpassed his 86 Fleer.
I know.
So let's just jump right into it. Is this his true rookie card in your eyes?
Is it his true rookie card? I will give this to the star fans that it is, because his rookie year was 84, or he got drafted 84.
Yeah.
So it is his rookie card, first like printed Jordan rookie that everyone is now
The
being...
first NBA licensed card for him.
Right. So I will give people that card is like his first year. It's his rookie card. But like I texted you, the prices that we're seeing right now for these cards, I don't like it. I don't know how else to say it. If you're out there and you're spending this money on these cards, God, I hope that they keep going up. I really
Is it
do.
just hype? Like, do you think it's hype right now? Or do you think people are starting to realize I don't have the true Michael Jordan rookie card?
Okay. First, I'm going to probably... I'm worried about us / Jelly Cards getting heat, but I personally think it's hype.
Bring it on!
This is John from Jelly Cards' opinion. I think it's hype. I think it's people who are just pumping up these prices. They're pumping up these card prices to make sure that they make money on their investments. I think that it could be even a little bit of like a... Oh man, I don't know if this is a conspiracy theory, but it could be like a market manipulation kind of thing where someone just wants to make sure that they can hoard all of these 84-star rookies. They want to make sure that the floor stays where it's at. They want to make sure that the market doesn't dip. But I don't know. For me, it feels like a pump. It feels like people just wanting to try to take advantage of the hype that the card is getting, try to make it seem like it's super rare, or make it seem that like there's only so many graded copies of the Star Jordan. All that stuff. I don't like it, is my summary. But
it's when you really break it down, it's kind of a very controversial set in general. One, obviously, what we were just talking about, is this his true... Would this be considered his true rookie card? Because these are the first NBA licensed cards for Jordan, Barkley, Stockton, Hakeem Olajuwon. Like, these are the first printed NBA licensed cards. So technically, sure, yeah, like maybe they are their true rookie cards. However, Star, I guess, from what I was reading, ended up releasing a lot of unauthorized cards from the set. And obviously there's a ton of counterfeit cards out there of it too. Exactly. So, and I think what is helping a big bump of this market right now too is 2 years ago, PSA decided, okay, we're going to start grading these cards. Because it's been since 2008, BGS were the only ones that said, hey, we are grading these cards.
Exactly.
So you can only get them in BGS slabs. 2 years ago, PSA says, okay, we're going to start grading them. And then, of course, you get the $925,000 sale on the PSA 9 that surpassed the 86 Fleer card like we were saying earlier. Yes. So I think a big bump that they're getting right now, obviously, is one, more people are running out trying to get it. They're clearly grading more. And I think a big one is that PSA is now grading them. So now everybody's rushing out to try to get one, but it's tough because you got to find if it's one of the authorized versions of the card and to find that it's not counterfeit. Exactly. So I personally wouldn't want to touch it. Like, that's just me. I wouldn't want to touch it because, I mean, if BGS has been grading this since 2008, how many of them are incorrectly graded?
Right.
Like, if it took PSA this long to say, we'll finally start grading these cards, there has to be a reason why PSA didn't want to touch them.
Correct.
But BGS was willing to touch them. So how many of these BGS slabs can you trust? Because, man, they're still like June 23rd of 2024, BGS 8 of that card sold for $25,800.
Wow. And I'm sure if you try to sell that now, it'd be more than that. Way more than that.
Yeah, I mean, it's, these are, let me see if I can find.
But like you just said, what's going to happen?
Dude, look at this, man. So on September 15, 2024, that card, graded by Global Authentication Incorporated, GAI, gave it a 9.5 gem mint. That card sold for $62,200. In GAI, I've never even heard of that. So is somebody buying that card because it's 9.5 and they're probably going to cross-grade it with BGS or PSA and hoping that $62,000 card becomes a $800,000 card? That would be my guess. They're going to cross that over.
And what's going to happen if they crack it and send it and they're like, no, this isn't authentic?
Or it's trimmed.
Right. What?
Yeah, it's trimmed. It's whatever. It's altered. We're not grading it.
I don't know. I am not. I love Michael Jordan, obviously. In my opinion, greatest athlete of all time. Like, that's how much I
Yeah.
love Michael. And not only the skill, but the mindset. There's nobody who's ever going to touch Jordan, in my opinion. However, paying, I have it pulled up just 2 days ago, a PSA 6 on eBay, Probstein, sold for $41,400 for a PSA 6.
Yeah, it's a very significant drop off.
It's
like versus like the top ones,
But even so, how much is the 86 Fleer in a 10? Let me find that really quick. It's probably like 100K-ish, maybe more.
Just a PSA
200K.
authentic. Probstein sold one on August 20th. Just a PSA authentic sold by Probstein, so for $15,099. Just a PSA authentic PSA saying this is a legit card, and it's $15,000.
A PSA 9 of the 86 Fleer Jordan sold on September 16th for $18,544. Would I rather have two PSA 9 86 Fleers, or would I rather have one star PSA 6? I promise you I'd rather have the 86 Fleer.
Yeah.
However,
I would much, yes. Yeah.
I'm like trying to give people benefit of the doubt. The argument will be, well, this is his true rookie, and the pop count is way lower for the star.
Yeah.
So I'll give them all that. But at the same time, I don't. When I think iconic cards, like you said, Jason, this card has been out for 40 years. Why is it like not on the list? Why all of a sudden it's going nuts? Why all of a sudden it's because PSA is finally grading them? Fine, but for it to get this kind of a bump,
I was about to say I would have believed it more if it got this bump 2 years ago.
Right during the card.
I think Jeff Wilson bought one or graded one or sold one.
Jeez, okay.
I think he did, because I remember one of his videos. There was somebody in the video that was showing him the card. I think they had 3 of them graded, and they've been holding. I think honestly, and I think they were offered. I think one of them was offered like $1 million for the card, and they do turn it down because he's just like, I don't want to get rid of them. Like, these are iconic cards. This might be the true Michael Jordan rookie.
Okay. Yeah.
You want to?
I really would love.
You want to hear this?
What's up?
September 14th, 2024. That star rookie. It was a reprint. A reprinted card of that card sold for $240.50. Raw. Reprint. It literally says reprint in the title, and somebody went out and still paid $240.50 for that card. It's not even real. I mean, it's real, but it ain't real.
But like, see, this is where we get into the dangers of the hobby, man. This is
the danger zone.
Somebody's gonna buy that reprint, sell it as a real card, and make $40,000.
That's why they come out and say, like, you got to be careful.
Yeah, I absolutely would not touch it raw.
I think Cardboard Connection, that website, I think they have a paragraph of like what you can look for to make sure it's like a legit card. So at least that's like they're telling you. But then, like, why would you want to collect this card then? Yeah. Like, I would be too nervous to collect it, especially raw. Like,
no chance I'm getting it raw.
Like, I'm only touching it if that card's graded then.
And maybe
I would only touch it if it was PSA.
That right
because
there is another...
I don't know if I can trust that all these ones that were BGS from X amount of years ago weren't counterfeited or unauthorized cards that shouldn't have been sold.
Exactly. That's another reason right there for the prices going nuts, because people are having that same mindset. They're like, I'm not going to buy a raw one, so I'll pay whatever the hell I have to pay to get this graded one. But I don't know, man. Years from now, when the pop count gets even higher, do I think that the PSA 6 is going to stay at $40,000? Personally, but
no.
I've been wrong before. I could be very wrong here. The card could just keep going up. Reprints could keep going up, but I wanted to talk about it because the
product, it will simmer down. I think that card and that market will simmer down. Everyone will be like, you know what? I'd much rather have the 86 Fleer.
Exactly. And when you talk about iconic cards in the hobby, 86 Fleer is there. This 84 star might be getting some hype now. That's a great question. Will it become more iconic than the 86 Fleer?
Bro, I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but
I don't think so. You know, that's not even, neither of those cards are the most expensive Michael Jordan card ever sold.
It's like the auto something.
Yeah, it's the 101 Logo Man.
Logo Man.
That sold for almost $3 million, and that came in like, it wasn't even
2000.
Yeah, I think it was like 2003 or something. Like I think it was like 2003, 2004, somewhere around there. And that card sold for $3 million. And it was like handwritten 101. It wasn't 101 printed on the card. It was literally somebody wrote 101.
Hopefully,
so that's the most. That is the most valuable and I guess maybe iconic Michael Jordan card that you can have out there because it's his NBA Logo Man autoed.
I really would love to hear somebody who is like dead set on this star rookie card is the one you have to buy. I want to know why they say that and if they think that it's going to last, like these prices are going to last. I don't, but yeah, man, I've been wrong plenty of times.
Hey, you know, like we always say, this is the beauty of the hobby. You know, things change on a dime, man.
Always.
You know, one day you don't have a valuable card, and then the next day you have a 5-figure card, 6-figure card, and it just happens. You know, like look at all those cards that end up having people in the background.
Right.
Next thing you know, everyone's flipping through their boxes because it's like, wait a second, I have this card because somebody came up in the background of the card, and now all of a sudden it's a valuable card.
Mm-hmm.
But then it'll just tank again.
Yes.
You know, it's
the way it works. Nature of the beast.
It's the beauty of the hobby, man. How can you not be romantic about the hobby?
Yeah. Maybe if I was rich, I'd be more romantic.
Yeah, like Luke says. Luke says it all the time. If I was a billionaire, I'd be buying cards left and right.
Exactly. I told you guys, if I was a billionaire, one of my first purchases would be the entire base set, Unlimited, Shadowlist, and First Edition PSA 10. I'm buying all of them.
Oh man,
3 different base set versions. Obviously,
put them in a frame. Frame them, and then put them up on the wall, and then just grab a chair and,
like we said, just spend 2 hours staring at the wall, just staring at my cards.
Yeah.
Man. Hell yeah.
It's awesome, man.
It's awesome.
And I love when we talk about, like, I love when we get into the hobby talk, and I love when we really kind of break down markets and kind of just give our own opinions on it. You know, we love talking about players, and I want to end on this, and we're going to get into sport related now. Bryce Young, man. I saw a title on, I forgot what show it was on TV, but the headline, no, it wasn't Speak. No, I don't even watch it anymore. They're all gone. The facility.
Oh, got you.
But the headline said, is Bryce Young the worst, like, first overall NFL draft pick? Which I thought was extreme.
Yeah,
I thought it was extreme. I'm like, yo, do you see the team that he inherited? That's terrible. The fans they're selling tickets for $1.80.
I know.
And these fans still ain't showing up. I would be sitting, I mean, you know what? I'll give you $10. Let me sit on the field.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
$20. I'll go on the field and give me a uniform.
Give me a headset.
Go on the field. Yeah, right. I'll start calling plays. I mean, come on. Like, he's inheriting probably one of the worst, like, organizations in almost all professional sports right now, and that's the Carolina Panthers. I mean, it's like going into Oakland, you know, with the Athletics or the White Sox right now, man. Do you really want to be a part of that team?
No.
And is it really the players' fault that they stink that bad? No.
Exactly.
So I think Bryce is just taking all the heat instead of the ownership saying, this is the product that we gave you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what do you think is going to happen to the Bryce Young card market now that he is benched to Andy Dalton?
Okay.
And first off, do you think it was right that they benched him?
First of all, absolutely not. I do not think Bryce Young should have been benched. I don't want to get too heated, but you know where I stand on the Bears and their history with QBs.
Yeah.
Like
the history
you said
of ruining them?
Yes. Like you said perfectly, Jason. Football First of all, the quarterback position, people argue, is like the most difficult position in all of sports, which is very true. There's a lot that goes into being a quarterback. And your boy Baker recently just got interviewed about it, and he said something along the lines of like, Bryce Young's future is way, way brighter ahead. He said something along the lines of like, many times throughout my career, I was put in positions that were not fit for me. And right now I'm in the best fit that I've had in my entire career. So he's like rooting for Bryce to get out of that situation or just be put back in maybe and do better. Because benching Bryce currently, just after 2 weeks of his second season in the NFL, in my opinion, is one, confidence shattering, and two, like basically disrespectful to
it's a
not
slap
only
in the face to him.
To him, to the people who drafted him, the people who made this crazy trade to get him. Like, yeah, man, I hate it. But when it comes to cards, I may be a dumb person, but if his market's going to tank.
We have one.
Yeah, exactly. If his market's going to tank, do I want to buy up at least maybe one more Bryce Silver? Do I want to buy up some autos, numbered prisms?
I honestly, to anybody who owns Bryce Young cards, which is including us.
Yep.
And I know there's a lot of people out there that have Bryce Young cards. Don't hit the panic button just yet.
Agree.
Like, do not hit the panic button just yet, because what you said that Baker said was completely true. Just because he's in a bad situation in Carolina does not mean that he's the reason why it's a bad situation. Look at Trevor Lawrence's first year with Jacksonville. That whole disaster with Urban Meyer. And then they get a brand new coach. And next thing you know, Trevor Lawrence is one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. One of the highest paid players in the league.
Yes, exactly.
Now, I'm not saying that success or that might happen with Bryce in Carolina. Right. Bryce might need to get out of Carolina for that to happen. But I think the product that they are giving him is way underperforming. And I think they're putting him in a very, very tough situation. And like everybody else, like it happens to everybody else, quarterbacks are the scapegoat instead of the ownership just taking accountability for what they're providing to
coaches too.
Yeah. They just blame the quarterback and say, oh, we just need somebody else.
Exactly.
Bryce isn't working. We need somebody else.
Yep.
So
Mitch
I don't know.
Working. We need Fields. Fields isn't working. We need Caleb.
Gardner Minshew wasn't working in Jacksonville. We need Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, it panned out for them, but was it really Minshew's fault that Jacksonville was doing that bad? And truthfully, I mean, it's Trevor Lawrence come in and taking the field by storm? No?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man, I'm so pissed just for Bryce in general and like quarterbacks in general. You talk about it all the time, how quickly people give up on their players. I hate it.
In the NFL, you see it more than I think you've ever seen it.
Exactly. And one of my doubt you saw Hard Knocks, but this year's season of Hard Knocks.
I saw a couple. I started watching it.
You saw the first, I think Nick Saban was in the first episode or the second episode?
Yeah.
Okay, my favorite.
One of them, yeah.
My favorite part about that was when Saban sat down with Flus and was like talking to him about how he approaches coaching. And he said that he always takes the side of his quarterback. He's always like going with the quarterback and saying like, hey, what are you seeing here? Things like that. Because this guy is under a tremendous amount of pressure. And he needs somebody to just like lean on and kind of trust and just know that his job is secure. Like, look, we're in this together. If something goes wrong, I'm going to be the one to blame. I need to figure out how to put you into a better situation so that we can win. And as soon as I saw that, I texted my brothers. I was like, holy cow, finally, actual coach is in Hallis Hall. Like, what? Thank you for confirming all of my thoughts about the Bears organization and just like coaching in general.
Yeah.
You need support. And I think Terry Bradshaw said the same thing too once. Like Terry Bradshaw on his game day thing. Now we're getting way off topic. He said that one season, at one point in the locker room, the coach came up to him and said, Terry, like, we're behind you. Do whatever the hell you got to do. Don't even worry about it. Just go out there and sling it. Something like that. And Terry Bradshaw was like, that was entirely what I needed, because the weight of the world like fell off my shoulders. I went out there and we went and won. And it's just
I'll bet you Bryce is sitting back going like, this is not it. Like, stop giving. Yeah. I'm sure Caleb's saying the same thing.
Exactly.
Stop giving me these plays.
Exactly right.
But the coaches know better.
Yeah, man.
The NFL coaches know better. Hey, trust me, I know that with this offensive line, we need to run out of the shotgun. That's what we need to do.
Yeah, man.
So that Swift can just get blown up in the backfield, and then you could be running for your life every single drop back.
I don't know if Shannon Sharp will ever watch the Jelly Cards podcast, but when I used to watch Undisputed when Shannon was on there, my favorite quote from Shannon of all time: some people would rather lose their way than win somebody else's way. That's what he said about coaching. And I'm like, thank you, Shannon. That's what it freaking feels like with the Bears.
Yep.
Like you said, or any other NFL quarterback who's struggling, I'm sure that they're like, yo, this play is not going to work. Stop giving it to me. And they're like, no. You don't know how to do it right. You're just doing the play wrong. And they're just like, go do it. And
just
then
execute the play and it's going to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Just throw it and he'll catch you.
Oh, tackle for a loss.
Yeah, man. So
Yeah,
we've
man.
gone off
Yeah.
topic a little bit, but in terms of hobby market, Bryce's cards are going to take a massive hit.
Big time. I think a lot of people are going to start dumping them.
And I'm not saying that Bryce Young is like John Elway or something, or some NFL Hall of Fame quarterback.
Truthfully, he's not showing like I personally don't think he's living up to the hype of a number one overall pick. But again, I think what they say, what was it like somebody said, maybe it was Chase McDaniels on Facility. Somebody said that it's been a long time since like a rookie quarterback, like in their debut season, I think like went like 2-0 or something in the season or whatever. It's like very rare to have rookie quarterbacks come in their NFL debut season and be studs.
Exactly,
like
man.
right off the bat.
CJ is an outlier. CJ Stroud
that's why he's getting a Topps Mercury set.
Yeah.
Like that's why he's going to get a Topps Mercury set. What he did last year, and they still they finished. What was it?
9-7, maybe?
10-7, maybe.
10-7, maybe.
I think they didn't have he had a stellar season, but he still only had like a little over 20 passing touchdowns. It's not like he had 40 passing touchdowns and 5,000 yards. I mean, he had a lot of passing yards.
Yeah.
He didn't turn the ball over a lot, which is what he was doing. But still, he's an outlier.
Hardcore outlier.
But now, because he did it.
Yep.
Hey, CJ did it.
Yeah, why can't you do it?
Well, because D'Amico's a good coach.
Bingo, man. Dude.
Because he gives a crap.
You're preaching to the choir, my friend.
Flus only gives a care. He only cares about the defense and special teams. He don't care about it. The whole entire Bears organization's living in 1985. The parade's still going on for the Super Bowl.
Okay. Yep.
We could end there.
We're getting way too. Yep. I'm way worked up.
We could end up. Yeah.
So people know I wrote a letter to Hallis Hall about what Jason just said. I've been adamant since Trubisky got benched for Chase Daniels in that damn Rams game. Ever since that day, I have been adamant that the entire Bears organization is run by people who don't care, people who it's a really, really harsh word. Again, we're gonna get canceled. They're losers. The Bears organization is filled with losers who have no idea what it takes to win or have no interest in winning.
They're losers in the sense that, like you just said, they're not winning.
Yes, and they think it's fine.
What you're doing is not winning us games, and you still live in you're still living in 85.
Yeah, and they hire people like Flus and like Nagy, when in reality they should be hiring people like freaking
offensive mindsets. That's what the league is.
What I'm like blanking. Dan Campbell, dude. Yeah. I promise you. You ask anybody in the NFL, who do you want to play for? What kind of coach? And the answer is going to be Dan Campbell.
Yeah, because he's out there He's out there practicing with the team.
Yeah,
he's doing the drills, man.
You can tell that he cares and he wants it, and he instills that mindset in his players. And if you are a competitive person at all, that's what you want to be around.
Yep.
So, yeah, man, you got me all worked up again because you know how I feel about Mitch and how I feel about the Bears, Fields.
Yeah.
I'm still optimistic for Caleb.
Again, too, with Caleb, with Bryce, don't hit the panic button.
Not even close.
Hey, we're 1-1.
Yeah, man.
We're 1-1, man. It's not the end of the world. Our defense is still stellar. They held CJ to 19 points, man. That's huge.
Hell yeah.
That's huge.
Right.
So
kind of hobby related. Do you think that is Bryce officially benched for the rest of the year? Do you think, or do you think he'll be back if Dalton
I think
does
he'll. I
bad?
think they hopefully they're just giving him like, hey, take a step back, regain your composure. We'll let you sit for a couple games, and then we'll put you back in.
That's what I mean. Like I want
Or
to.
they just really want to tank the season.
I want to know what is being said behind closed doors, because if I was the GM and that happened, like next day, I'd be like, okay, our coach is fired, offensive coordinator fired. All of you clearly have. We brought you in here to coach him to be the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft, and you bench him after 2 weeks. So clearly there's some miscommunication happening, and someone needs to be held accountable, and it should not be Bryce Young.
The owner needs to go into, or the GM needs to go into the locker room, toss the water jug, and go, that's what losing sounds like.
Exactly.
That's what.
Get down. Get down. Sit down.
Why are you having fun?
Yeah, man.
Is losing fun?
Exactly right, Jason.
Yeah.
Another favorite baseball movie quote for me of all time.
Just sports quotes in general.
Yeah. I don't like losing. I hate losing more than I want to win.
Yep.
1,000% accurate.
Yep.
But yeah, we've gone way off topic.
We'll stop there. You can wrap it up for us.
Okay.
Take it away.
Final thought. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We unfortunately finished on one of our tangents because Jason got me all worked up. I love Mitchell Trubisky. I love the Bears. I love football. I love sports. So hearing the news about Bryce Young being benched, I felt for him. Like I said, I'm not saying Trubisky's a Hall of Fame quarterback. I'm not saying Bryce Young is a Hall of Fame quarterback. But players within their first year or two, that's way too much pressure, way too much blame to put on a young athlete. So I feel for him, and I hope he has an amazing career ahead. We started the podcast kind of talking about something, I guess, slightly similar. I brought up the Crosby news, which I think is awesome. I hope that I need to go buy some Crosby cards. I need a lot more in my collection because, like I said, and like you've probably learned by now, that's the kind of athletes that we love and we kind of idolize. So shout out to Sidney Crosby and the Penguins. That was awesome. And then we got into the hobby talk. Topps is releasing a Mercury set, Topps Mercury, dedicated to Victor Wembanyama. And that set is 8 cards up in each box for $8,000. If you're out there and you are going to buy this box, I really, really would love if you reach out. You can reach us at JELI Cards on Instagram, JELICARDS, on X, aka Twitter, same thing, YouTube, same thing. I want you to reach out and let us know your plan of attack. If you buy that box, are you opening it and then selling the cards right away? Or do you really think that over time that value will stay strong, will increase, and just kind of break it down what you think is going to happen and how you're going to operate? Even if you disagree with that, or you're like us and you want to just kind of, you have no interest in opening it, or if you did open it, you'd sell it right away. We still love to have those conversations. Please reach out. After that, we dived into a personal subject for me, the 84 star Jordan quote-unquote rookie card. It's like his first printed card of him in his Bulls uniform. It's him grabbing a rebound. You can go find it. The card market for that card specifically is going nuts. I promise you'll find a bunch of talk about it within the next few weeks because, like I told you, Jason, there's, I think, 7 or maybe 9 active listings on Golden as we speak. So those card prices are going to hit new all-time high records. It's going to be tweets from Ken and posts from everybody else in the hobby, like new record, new high. So please reach out. If you are a Jordan collector, I know there's tons out there. I want to know your thoughts. I really do. Are you more interested in buying up these 84 star cards, or are you still heavily interested in the 86 Fleer? Which one do you view as the true rookie card? Which one do you think is going to go up in value? Please. This is what JELI Cards Podcast was started for. We want to connect with people in the hobby. That's what we love the most about the hobby, which is what happened when Jason took us to Hobby Church. He basically said all of that beautifully. So shout out to you, Jason. Thank you, everybody. This was a great episode for me. I loved it. Hopefully you loved it. Please, like I've said before, follow the podcast on both Apple and Spotify. Give us a rating if you really enjoyed it. I would really appreciate it. We would really appreciate it. I want
watch it a second time on YouTube.
Watch it. Yeah, so it's not just me and Jason watching the YouTube videos. Please, any support that you can give us, we love it. We would appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you. Hope we have an amazing weekend and an amazing week ahead. And as always, keep spreading the love of this hobby from your friends at JELI Cards.